Hi, my name is Eamon Pigeon. I am the Compliance Manager for KMK Metals Recycling. We operate out of two licensed facilities, one located at Tullamore, County Offaly, and the second facility located at Kilbeggan, County Westmeath. We are licensed to accept waste electronic equipment such as batteries, PCs, laptops, circuit boards. We are currently accepting 85% of Ireland's WEEE and contracted to manage all of Ireland's batteries. The challenges I faced within compliance was the day-to-day requirements for our EPA licence conditions, our certifications for Edac and our ISOs and our R2s. They require daily checks, daily completion logs. They can require quarterly reporting, annual reporting, weekly reporting. As everything was paper-based, it needed to be signed manually, it needed to be scanned into our IT system and then filed away. The time efficiency was a big thing I was looking for when researching different providers for packages that would suit our team and suit compliance in general. It was difficult to find a provider within Ireland who would understand what EPA licensing conditions meant, what our certifications were to us, and the standards that we needed to meet. We decided to partner with Edac because from the get-go communication was excellent. It was really important to have a company who was interested in our goals, in what we required, our certification requirements. They understood our license conditions. They had people within their team who had environmental and health and safety degrees, and that stood out to me the most. While researching other providers, we found that the current checklist we had and reporting system we had in place was working well, but providers were trying to change that for us. When speaking with different members of the team within Edac, they were happy to continue the current system that we had, but only to make this a digitalised platform to customise and tailor the package to our needs, while also making additions and improvements to this based on their experience within the industry. Sarah was my point of contact throughout. Sarah was able to understand what our requirements are under EPA licensing conditions, what our requirements are under certification conditions. This allowed them to understand our process and our requirements.
I'm Sarah Fay and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Edac. Our overall goal for our clients is to make compliance convenient. We met with Eamon on site. We done a walk around of their site to understand their processes, what standard operating procedures, forms they have in place, meet some of their personnel, understand their processes, their site requirements, their EHS and regulatory requirements, so that we could build something customised to meet their site needs. As you know, every site is completely different, and that's something that Edac prides itself on. We know that when we have walked away from that site, that they have everything they need at all times to be audit ready. So Edac centralises all of your information in one centralised hub, as opposed to relying on spreadsheets, lab reports, certificates, all housed in different locations. So everything is easily accessible at the touch of a button. By installing Edac and integrating it with your site requirements, we can eliminate and reduce risk.
For me, the onboarding process was something I was not looking forward to. It was something that I had researched with other providers, and it was going to look like something I needed to set a lot of time aside for. With Edac, the key thing for me that stood out was they prepared for this at least a month to 6 weeks in advance. All of our checklists and reporting requirements were live on the system. Prior to Edac coming on site to meet any of our staff or employees, they trialled and checked all of these checklists and reports to see that they were meeting the requirements that we needed. The communication between myself and Sarah and the Edac team has been excellent. There was no issues or glitches on the day that Edac arrived to the site. The app was functional, it was available to our staff. The first day they downloaded the app, they provided us with tablets, and they made the introduction process to the employees relatively easy and straightforward. We have staff from middle age to younger age to older age within our company, and IT skills may not be for everyone, but having an app that was easy to understand, that was tailored directly to our needs and our requirements without getting over complex, this was a big standout point of view for me to go with and choose Edac for this purposes. We've been using Edac now for just over 2 years. It's working really, really well for us. It's reduced non-conformances on site. For me, the biggest change was being able to see compliance live. Having live data, live compliance on site, observations, non-conformances is really a game changer to us at KMK. The ability to be able to see staff in the yard, whether it's completing a forklift checklist, whether it's reviewing a bund or an integrity test that's been complete, or even just from a site daily walk and observations, I now have access to this data live. Prior to this, I was waiting on checklists to come into my desk, paper-based checklists, and this was coming in 2 to 3 days late. So we can now observe non-compliance observations as they happen, and we can action these items immediately rather than at a later date. With data that is live, you're ensuring that your site is compliant 24/7, and you're ensuring that your auditors and EPA and authorities can come to site at any time and view compliance as it is. Our auditors are very impressed with some of the observations that they've made with the app. We no longer need to bring folders of material and data to their desk or meeting room to view. We can now share a screen, whether it's on Teams or whether it's live in the office. We can pull up Edac at any time and show them the history of compliance within KMK on site and show them the live data feed that's currently taking place for that given day. We're not having to catch up on any information from previous days or weeks, and the auditor can close out the audit on the day. Having Edac live and having the data live is unbelievable.
Working with KMK Recycling, we're always looking to the future of how we can improve their processes. We ensure that our clients have access to the best tools available. So for example, we're currently in discussions with Eamon to look at building a register that gives you notifications of when waste collection permits are coming due their expiry. As most sites have something like a spreadsheet in place, they're waiting, they're tracking, they're looking to see when it's coming due, whereas with Edac it's automated. You know straight away what's coming due, what's expired, so you can be proactive as opposed to being reactive.
Life without Edac for me now would be very difficult. It would result in me having to spend my weeks printing off checklists. I have over 30 or 40 different checklists that needs to complete on both sites. This is quite time consuming. It would take 3 to 4 hours to print, to check, to hand these out, to then collect them again and to file away. Here at KMK we file everything for at least 7 years. For me, Edac changed my time management. I can delegate workload, I can move through workload much faster now that I have Edac. It just meant that I had more time to focus on other compliance needs and requirements. Working with Edac has made compliance simple for us at KMK Metals Recycling.